Okay, so 5.2, just as we take a look at different views of objects, and we're talking about component parts diagrams, talking about exploded views of things, and so in drafting, in architecture, in mechanics, mechanics field, you're going to need to be able to view an object from different views. And so example 1 tells us this: a simple birdhouse is a rectangular shape with a slanted roof, as this picture here. Draw the view of each face labeled with the dimensions. Okay, so each face. So let's just see what they're talking about. Well, from the front, as you see right here, this that's the perch, right? So from back here, and I'll go back over those diagrams in a bit, but back here, you see the perch there is on an angle. So as I said, it kind of looks like this, but you're going to have to draw it like this, like it's straight on. So that's what the front view is going to look like. It's going to look like this. The back view is going to look exactly the same as the front view, except it's not going to have the hole or the perch. Okay? And from this diagram, I don't know why it keeps changing views here. This is weird. From this diagram, you're going to have to label what the dimensions are, right, from this diagram here. So this is the length, obviously, and this is 9 is the height. Okay, so the side view, see, there's the roof. There's the bit of the roof, and they've got this little edge here because you can actually see the edge of the roof from the side. You see how it's just exposed a little bit there? So they show that. And here's the perch sticking out, so right about there, sticking out. So that is the side view. Now what is this right here though? Is that another side view? What view is that? Top view, yeah. You're looking right down from the very top, so all you see is the two pieces of the roof. Okay, so here's number 1, build your skills. Oh boy, this is going to be tricky, I think. Let's see if we can figure this out. So in your workbook, what you want to do is you want to sketch the top, the front, and the side views of this set of blocks. Okay, so here's what I would suggest, okay? You don't have to do it this way, but this is sort of what I would suggest. Now, the front view. Okay, so I would suggest that you shade in, just lightly with a pencil or something, shade in the faces that you can see from the front. So if we were looking only at the front, I would see that bottom row, I would see this and this. I wouldn't see this part, right, because that's only seen from the top view. Then I would also see this from the side and this one from the side. Then I would move over and I would see this one from the same view, and this, and this, and this. Now this one's a bit tricky, but this right here, look at this side right here, is actually, I think, exposed there as well. So there's another side right here that's exposed. You see that? So what we would do is we would say, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 blocks on the bottom. Okay. And then how many on the far left side? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on top of that. You see that? For a total of 5. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? 5. Now this top block, okay, as we move across here, these are all in a line. These ones, those 3. So we start from here and we've got 2 more. Oops, that's bad. Come on now. We've got 2 more blocks this way. And then we go down 1 more row and I've got 2 more like that. So it's like this, over like this. Okay, and then this one under here is the link between these 2. So that's not perfectly drawn there, but you kind of get the picture, right? Okay, so I think that would be your front view. This is the front view. Now if you did this lightly with a pencil, you could now erase all of this. And you might not need to do this after once you get the hang of it. But let's try it again. Let's try the, I'm going to use blue here, light blue. Let's take a look at the top view now, okay? Let's do the top. Okay, so we're going to see, from the top, we're going to see this one from the top. I'm also going to see this one from the top. I'm not going to see any of these three on the side. I'm not going to see any of those, but I am going to see this back one here. I'm going to see this one and this one too. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to see this one from the top, this one from the top. You see that? So we're looking down from the top only, straight down. Now what about the sides? No, this one, this block right here is directly over top of this block, you see? So that's going to cover that block. So we're not going to see this face, but we should, if this is 1, 2 blocks in, 1, 2 blocks in, those are covered. This one is exposed, and this one, and this one, and this one. See, all those are exposed. So now we can kind of put that together, and again, this is a little bit tough, but this is really good practice for us. Okay, so let's start with this one, number 1. Okay, so I'm going to make that a block right there. Now notice that I have 1, 2, 3 blocks that start behind this top one. 1, 2, 3. That's these 3 right there. Now there's a 4th one that's on a different level, but from the top it doesn't look like it's from a different level. This one right here. See? Now this one, where does this one go right here? Does it go beneath, on the side, or on top of this last peg here, this last box? Ideas? Where's this one going to go? Remember, here is our line. That's one line right now. We've got those right there. So this one is behind that one, right? Now we have 1, 2 in front. And then I have 1, 2, 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. So that's what, I think that's everything. That's what the top view looks like. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks on the right side. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. I should have 1, 2, 3 on the left side. 1, 2, 3. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4 along the top there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And everything's accounted for. You guys get that? Okay. All right. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to do the side view. It says, so we've got top, we've got front. Do the 2 side views now. So from the right side and from what would be the side over here. Okay? Side views. You go ahead and try that. All right, so these questions here are much the same, right? Just of different objects, top, front, and side views. So for number 3, you want to keep in mind that we have this handle, right? So I'll give you a little hint. I'll do the top view with you. Okay, so the top. Include the dimensions as well. It says label the dimensions. So you're going to have the top. You see this part right here in the diagram? That is the 10 inches here. And then it is how long? How long is the top of this box here? What's the length from here to here? Anybody see that? So why don't you just follow along with number 3 with me just right now. I know you might not be done number 2 yet. What's the length of this box here? Yeah, it's 24. So you see this measurement down here at the bottom? That's going to be the exact same as the measurement up here at the top, the way it's shaped, you see? So yeah, this is 24 inches. Okay, and then so it appears to be rectangular box. Okay, so again, we'll sketch that as carefully as you can. Now the handle appears to be in the middle, right? And from the top view, you're going to see 8 inches of the handle. So that's 8 inches. And then you want to know how wide it is, right? Because the handle is going to have some kind of width here. You're not going to see this arch, You're not going to see the sides of the handle, you're just going to see the top. But how wide is this handle given this diagram here? What's the width of that handle there? Yeah, that's right, 2 inches. Look at this, see that right there? 2 inches is this width right here. So that's 2 inches. So there is your top view. Okay? All right, so again, if you want to use your pencil to shade the sides that you can see, so from the front view you're going to be able to see this, and you're going to see the side of the handle, right? And so on. From the other side view, you're going to see the other side of the handle, and you're going to see this side of the box. So, okay. Okay, I'll give you a few more minutes to work on these questions here. Okay. All right. So for the next part of 5.2 here, this is still 5.2 video 1, but this is example 2. So now we're talking about something a little different. We're not talking about top view, side view, frozen. Thank you. So now we're talking about component parts diagrams. So let's just see what this example says, and we'll take a look at the solution and make sense of that. So Edison is building a toy box for his son in the shape of a rectangular prism. Well, we know what a rectangular prism is, right? It's got a rectangle for a base, and then it's got a height where the top would be the exact same shape as the base. The box is to be 120 centimeters long, 60 deep, 60 high. Okay, so we've got a labeled diagram here. A component parts diagram, let's just focus on what a component parts view would look like. And I showed you this at the beginning of the class, although it's not on the video, so I'll just show this again. But these would be component parts diagrams. So if you were to take that, whatever it is, take it all apart and lay the parts, the individual parts on the table and draw a picture of them, then, you know, this would be a component parts diagram. And so you see all of the parts for a specific, you know, maybe this is, you know, part of a vehicle system, right? Here's a bookshelf, right? So you have component parts. It's a bit of an exploded diagram too. So an exploded view also gives an indication of how things or where things fit together and the order in which they go. So here's some exploded views, which are kind of like component part diagrams, but they also kind of show you how things fit together. Okay? So if we kind of go back to this page here, a component parts diagram would be, show me the pieces of this box. And you have to use the idea of the views, right? So this side right here is 120 by 60. We have the front side and the back side that are the same. We also have a bottom side that's 120 by 60. And so the solution to this would be to draw one rectangle that would represent, and look at the bottom, look at here, they say label it, the front, the back, and the bottom. So because all those three pieces are the same, you can draw a picture of one piece and say this is used 3 times. Okay? The sides are obviously a different shape. They are a square, 60 by 60. You see the height? So 60 by 60. So that's where they show the side. And they would say these are the 2 ends of the box. So a component parts diagram uses front view, side view, top view, and all that to help show the parts. Now here's the second little bit of this. So remember last chapter, what we did was we used scale representation. Remember that? Chapter 4. Or was that chapter 5.1? That might have been, yeah, 5.1, sorry. That was back in chapter 5.1. So scale. Now watch this. The scale here is 1 to 15. So we're going to draw this as a scale, and where this is 120, okay, we need to show this as a scale, and it's 1 to 15. So if this is the model here, right, and this is the actual, we have 1 is the model, and 15 is the actual. And so if the actual over here is 120, I have to find out what this length would be on a 1 to 15 scale. So remember doing this last week? Okay? So you can cross multiply here. And so x equals 120 times 1 over 15. And x is then going to equal to 8. And so that's the number that you would put there. And yeah, actually in your notebook, you could actually draw that exactly 8 centimeters, right, with a ruler. But that's what the diagram would be, 8 centimeters. So a couple things there. We're using the scale diagram that we learned last week, and we're also using the top and side sort of views, okay? So let me just show you this question, okay? So this says, draw the component parts of this bookcase. Label the dimensions. So we're going to use what we've learned about the side view, top view, front view, whatever we need to do to draw the parts. Now let's start with the sides here, okay? We're going to have two side pieces that are the exact same, right? And so let's draw that. Let's draw, oops, that's a bad start. Let's draw the two side pieces here. So you're going to kind of draw them out. This is going to be 30, and the height is going to be 150 centimeters. So you're going to draw that out in a two-dimensional drawing, not a three-dimensional drawing like you're given. And you're going to say this is times 2. Okay, you can say the sides if you want, or you can just say times 2, both sides. So that's the first step there, I would say. Now we need a what else do we need? We need the shelves. Okay. So again, a two-dimensional representation of what the shelves would look like. So let's draw another rectangle. This is going to be 94 centimeters. And what's the width here? Well, the width of the bookcase is 30, so we'll do 30 centimeters. And how many shelves do we have? 1, 2, 3. Looks like times 4. These are going to be the shelves. Okay? So again, this is just kind of one way that you could kind of show this. And then technically, if you look really closely, we have, look at this 6 centimeters here. Do you see this? So there's actually a bit of a kick plate here. You know what a kick plate is? It's basically, it's just a little piece of something that would be on the front to cover up maybe what's underneath, or just on the front of something that would be right at the floor. Something that you would end up kicking if you bumped into it. Okay? It's called a kick plate. So I think we should include that as well. So let's draw that. So this is going to be 6 centimeters high. And of course the width is going to be, you know what? I actually think there's more information here. The width here, look at these shelves. You know what? I think we made a mistake on these shelves. Does anyone see the mistake that we made on the shelves? Because honestly, my eyes are just not good enough here, but I just realized that I see something I didn't see before. You see this right here? What does that say? What's 2 centimeters? Yeah, the width of the sides. So guess what that means, guys? And I again, the 94 centimeters is what? Is from, can you see that? It's from the, is it from the outside of the shelf? Like the total width? So that means that the shelves have to fit inside the two sides. So how wide are the shelves actually? Because I think we made a mistake here. Okay, you've got to take off 2 inches on the one side and 2 inches on the other. So 94 minus 2 minus 2, you got it right, is 90. So guess what? These shelves really should be 90. Yeah. And that will actually affect this kick plate too, because that kick plate is also going to, it looks to me now, I guess I just should have zoomed in here before, but this kick plate looks to be in between the two ends. So this is going to be 90 as well, looks like. Okay? And there's just times 1 here. And you can label it kick plate if you want. Okay, is there anything else we're missing here? Oh, the back. Okay, so it looks like there is a back. So do you think the back, how wide would the back be? So it's going to be, let's draw that, just kind of a rectangular shape there. So this is where we have to look close too. So is it going to go just like, is it going to be as wide as the shelves, or is it going to be as wide as the whole thing? What do you think? So let's say that this is the one side, this is the other side, and here are the shelves. Okay, there's the top shelf. See that? This is from the back view now. So if I'm going to put on a back panel, do I want the back panel to go to be this wide from there to there? Or do I want that back panel to be as wide as the entire shelf on the very edge? Yeah, you do. You want it to be the whole thing. Why? And why would that be? Exactly. So you can put some nails in here and nail it to the side, and that will help keep it from going like this, and it'll look cleaner at the back, and it'll just make everything, because you can also put some nails here on each shelf so that it's very sturdy. Very good. Yes, that's perfect. So this is going to be 94 centimeters wide, isn't it? Right? 94. And then the height should be, the whole height would be 150. Okay? And then it's times 1, and this is the back. Okay, very good. So anything else we're missing? Or is that everything? I think that looks pretty good. So we've got the sides, we've got the shelves, we've got the little kick plate in the front, and we've got the back. Okay, so I think we've got that just right now. Okay, so that is question number 5. And like I said, we only have a few minutes of class left, so I'll give you some time tomorrow to finish this probably. But you should have, well, you should probably have, try and get the 1 to 4 done for tomorrow if you're not done all those. And then tomorrow I'll give you some time to work on 6 and looks like 7. Yeah, 6 and 7. And then that's pretty much the end of 5.2 looks like. So then we won't have much left over, and yeah, I'll give you some time to work on that practice part. Wow, yeah. Cool. Okay. So you can work on that. Try and get up to the end of number 5. We just did 5 together, so have 1 to 5 due tomorrow, and I'll give you some time to complete that. Okay, so here's one more look at those part diagrams, component part diagrams. Exploded view shows where things attach and the order in which things kind of are assembled. Okay.